Live.
And we're live. Episode 98, 80, give me a second, 79 of Game Player. We skipped last week because everyone was busy. Sadly, Morgan and Weeb couldn't make it this week. Um, yeah, information wise, there was not a lot of information, but we got a few topics to cover. But let's get to our intro. Okay, how are you? What you been playing? Okay. Okay. Viper, how are you? What you been playing?
Hello, Viper Reaps Corner, slithering out a corner for a little bit. I'm actually in the middle of Persona 4 Golden, doing some cleanup on trophies. Been playing it for about 3 weeks. I did hop on Diablo 4 a little bit, and I've been having some licensing issues and new character creation issues, so I kind of put that on the back burner. Um, that's pretty much the only games I've been touching in the last month or so. I did play golf uh, with the social and hopped on GT7, but those I'm gonna hop on every now and then. But that's pretty much it for me.
Hey, sorry, my mic wasn't picking me up. That's why you
Okay,
weren't hearing
okay.
me.
How are you? What you playing?
Hey, everybody. I'm doing great. I have been playing the Lies of P demo. Now, I haven't beaten the demo, but I have beaten the first boss. And I've been having a good time so far. I haven't had any real issues, but that's with my playthrough. I know that you, Omar, have been having a different experience, but I'm still gonna hold judgment until I complete the demo. But as of right now, I can just say that I've been having fun, and um, there's some interesting mechanics, and but I will say it really does feel like a straight Bloodborne ripoff, except just Pinocchio. But I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing. But like, I'm having fun. So,
Gotcha. Before the demo, what were you playing?
Resident Evil 4 remake.
Hmm. Okay, got you. Nate, how are you? What you been playing?
Yeah. Honestly, man, I just been watching a lot of anime and just kind of chilling. But when I haven't, I mean, I tried the new season for Fortnite, which launched recently. Which seems okay so far. I'm not really sure if I'm gonna dig it as much as I did last season. Last season I got to like level 180, almost 200. So last season was a lot of fun.
So you
Um,
like Fortnite?
yeah, with zero build.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, where you don't have to build the tower. Um, and then yeah, I mean it's a lot of fun. And then obviously I'm trying to finish Octopath Traveler 2, the side quest in that, so I can get the trophy for that. I finished like half of them. There's like 100 side quests or something, and then one of them is of course the ultimate boss or whatever. So we'll see how that fight goes. Um, and then
Gotcha.
also Jedi Survivor. So yeah, man. And
Oh,
then
you're still
Zelda
on that?
and Zelda. Yeah, man. I'm still on a lot of stuff. We'll say. Yeah. So the goal is very much finishing things um, that I started. So that's the goal. Hmm.
So you're trading anime and hentai for
Not
you're doing that instead of
not
anime.
hentai though. I mean, to be honest, when I watch Food Wars, it very much looks like hentai. So I just stopped trying to explain Food Wars to people,
Cool.
You know,
And probably all the sounds too. The
I mean, apparently he used to be a hentai developer, or he used to be. So apparently that's the entire reason for the food gasms. Um,
oh yeah.
yeah, where their bodies break out in like a sweat and they all get butt naked when the food's really good.
I couldn't comprehend
Ooh,
that even with
you,
you. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
where
you know
I'm like,
yeah.
I
Try
like the
try.
concept of food wars,
Food Wars is
but
awesome.
yeah,
Hey man, that's the goal, man. Make food so good. Get people butt naked. That's the goal.
I mean, I have come across some food that was so good that I was like, I need to get naked for this
There
meal.
you go. There you go.
According
See.
to John Witherspoon, it need to be so good that you want to smack.
Absolutely.
as for me, okay, a few things. First of all, I finished Yakuza 0.
Ooh.
A great story, had a blast with this one. Um, I played a few games. I also finished Tunic. I wanted to get the plot in Tunic, but apparently I made the mistake of actually getting the good ending first, which is now forcing me to play the entire game all over again if I want to get the bad ending. Which I'm like, I love you, Tunic. I enjoyed you, but I'm not gonna do an entire playthrough again just to get the bad ending. At least not now, cause it takes a lot of time. The game is not. It's easy in certain areas, like it's muscle memory, but there is one obstacle which is one later boss, which is genuinely a roadblock for a lot of people. He is not fun to fight, and I am dreading that fight. Look, when it comes to Tunic, great game. I enjoyed it. The whole extra stick that is doing, I found it unnecessary. I genuinely found it boring because how did I say this? It's almost like puzzly in the sense of there's no skill base to it. It's just a matter of do your research. Either you do it by hand or you look it up on YouTube and then you do what must be done. Um, I'm being vague about it because I don't want to spoil it for other people. Um, going from Tunic, I played a game called Omno. I took a break from it because it's literally a walking sim. It got a little bit of puzzle solving, simplistic puzzle solving, which with great music, a little bit of janky control, but it's passable. And I didn't think I'm gonna go. I also started a game called. Give me a second. What's called? Uh, El Hejo. It's Spanish. So I mean Mexican. So I'm not sure it's gonna have a different pronunciation. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be. Um, it's 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 like old school Contra, not Contra, Commando in a way, but you only control one person so far at least. Um,
Did you say Alejandro?
yeah, Alhejo. No, no,
Ooh.
no, no, Alhejo.
No, Alejandro, like that Lady Gaga song. Alejandro, Alejandro,
Lady. Okay, so there is that.
Alejandro.
It's possible. It's entertaining. It reminds me of Desperados 3. I love Desperados 3. Um, but yeah, and then I did something that I didn't think I'm gonna do so quick, which I started Yakuza Kiwami 1. I I truly wish that we was here, because he is the walking encyclopedia for Yakuza. Um, anyone here is versed in Yakuza, because I need to understand something. Because that's one of the topics that I'm gonna talk about. Or rather, let me talk about Lies of P, which I played, the demo. And my experience is very different from K. I actually didn't enjoy the demo to the point when I'm like, okay, so it's a cute indie thing. Okay, we're gonna leave it alone. I'm not gonna harp on it too much. When I saw the price tag, $60, that's when I went off. Cause for the price you're asking, you're not showing me that you have the quality to deliver. I play Bloodborne. I know what Soulborne game is. And if you're gonna try to be on the level of Bloodborne, then be that. Bloodborne have weapon change. This game doesn't. It doesn't need to, but do your own spin. Even the skills are weak. To the point where I'm like, with Bloodborne, if you do a good, if you do a charge up skill, you're gonna do some damage. But with this one, I'm like, I'm doing the charge move, and it's not doing a lot of damage. It's the same as if I am doing my normal skill, my normal attack. My biggest two issues with this game is one, there is no jump button, which is that's a preferable thing. But the other one is the more
Are
important
we
one.
are we really gonna argue about a jump button?
No, I literally said that's my own issue. It's a preferable thing, so I don't count
You
it.
you you know
But
you can run and then push L3 and he'll jump, right? You do
yeah,
you do
yeah,
that,
but
yeah.
that yeah,
That's kind of like
but
the same thing with Bloodborne. With Bloodborne, you didn't
yeah,
have a dedicated jump button. You had to run and then do the
yeah,
jumpy thing.
yeah. But here's the thing: this game came out after Elden Ring. Elden Ring have a jump button. They should have learned from Elden Ring to move the franchise forward.
So then you want the game to be like Elden Ring.
No, I
You want it to be open
if
world as well?
no, you don't need it to be open world, but a jump button would have. But again, this is what I said. I am not counting it against it. That's my own preference. But
Okay,
the
wait. So
biggest
Elden,
issue,
wait. Okay. One, Elden Ring came out what last year, right? Lies of P has probably been in development since before then. So maybe they weren't as forward thinking as Elden Ring, or maybe they just for some reason decided that that just wasn't the design choice that they wanted to go with.
yeah, but that's what I said. I'm not counting it against them. That's my own preference. This is what I literally just said. I'm not counting it against them.
Well, to be
But
fair, Kay,
what
this is not the first game where that he's wanted the jump button on. So
I know.
But what I am counting it against them is having a fucking durability system. I'm like, really? Where it's literally almost it works like it functions like a mana. We should basically you go around and fight enemies, and then your weapon that get degraded over time. But when you die or rest on a bonfire, it fills back up. I'm like, that's literally a stamina bar I need to not stamina bar a bar I need to manage all over again, which takes a lot of enjoyment out of farming in the game because the more enemies you fight, the more you need to um, go rest on a bonfire to refill your weapon, and that's why I don't like that. Again, my own preference. If people enjoy it, so be it. But my issue is it's not as good looking as a game that asking $60 for, especially when I compare it to a game like Bloodborne. If you wanna be, if the gameplay mechanic, how do I say that? There is no real oomph behind the attack. It almost like goes through it like butter in some status. Button prompts happened with me where button wouldn't react. There were times where enemies would know I'm behind them despite the fact that they shouldn't. So right when I'm about to hit the stuff from behind, they turned around. I'm like, you do realize you shouldn't know that I am behind you. That's what stealth is for. So few issues like that. Um, and then I dropped it and I started a game that's actually fun, which is Yakuza Kiwami 1. Um, look, I'm gonna start with open topic. You guys know that I harped on God of War for having reused skills. Well, with Yakuza Kiwami, it's even worse. Which, again, I don't know which game came first, Yakuza Kiwami or Zero, in the sense of which asset they used from which. Because when I played Yakuza Kiwami, almost as if I am playing Zero. The only exception is the story is different and one new mechanic is introduced. For the rest, they all feel the same. The animation feels the same, the movement feels the same, um, the skills the enemies have. I'm like, Zero a new enemy. I never faced you in Zero. You're supposed to have a different skill, yet you are getting a reused animation from another enemy in Yakuza Zero, and I didn't enjoy that. So yeah, I am loving the story. The story is amazing, but the combat is passable at best. And I think that's gonna be the case with Yakuza, maybe Kiwami too. I'm not sure I'm gonna play. I love the Yakuza story. Every single story is very interesting, and I'm looking forward to see where it goes. But as for the reused asset, I'm not a fan of. I'm gonna open now to chat. Uh, we all played God of War. Do you guys have any issue with reused not animation but like skills? Where you're playing a second game or a prequel where you're playing the same, you're doing the same move, and you're fighting the same enemies that doing the same move. Do you guys have any issue with that?
I mean, I don't mind the same moves as long as maybe there's added new moves to it, or maybe
So
they
far,
like
I'm
keep
playing.
the old moves. So like
There isn't.
for instance, in Forbidden West, in your skill trees there are some, a lot of the same skills from the first game, but they're done maybe slightly different, and then they add so many more new skills that it's okay. So
Yeah, there are way more new moves in Forbidden West versus, like for example, Yakuza. Um,
I'm okay. Okay, this is a fighting game, right? You're talking about a fighting game.
no, Yakuza is not per se a fight. Is it a fighter? It's more like a beat 'em up. It's more like a RPG beat 'em up. If you wanna be specific about it, because you're running on the map and then you find an enemy and then you almost get not teleported, but like you get a second screen and then you start fighting and you beat up
Honestly,
enemies.
I think this would honestly come down to personal preference, because like people who play first person shooters like gun bang bang over and over and over. So I mean, it really just I think it really comes down to personal preference. If you're cool with the same moves and you just want to keep like if that's what you like about the game is those moves, and you just want like a new story, better graphics, whatever you want with the sequel, but you're okay with the move sets, then I guess you'll be okay with it. But then, but if you're not okay with it, then obviously you're not going to be okay with it.
Mm-hmm. Viper?
Um, no, I don't mind reused at all, as long as it's not. Yeah, as long as you don't make me pay $60 for the same exact game, saying telling me that it's new. That
It
and
is.
I know a turd when I see it. So, no, I don't really have an issue with it. If somebody were to, let's say, for example, make a Final Fantasy VII remake and just tweak the battling system slightly, it wouldn't bother me at all. I play a lot of games, so reuse assets is pretty much nothing for me.
Mm-hmm. Innate?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care as long as they do enough to change it up. I mean, that's what I've always said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not that crazy for me. I prefer the
So,
more
but you
changes, the better.
basically you do want it to have it changed, right?
Absolutely, more
Yeah,
changes, the
and
better.
that's what they lack. At least with Kukiwami.
Now, I
Um,
guess the more pressing question is how much more new stuff do you want? Because one person may be cool with three new moves, but another person be like, nah, that's not enough. I need a whole new skill tree.
yeah, that's what because you're literally playing a new game. Like this is no matter if it's a sequel, prequel, this one is a sequel.
Mm.
You are, and they literally say that there is what you call it, a one a period. I'm not gonna say amount of time, but there is literally a time skip that happens. Like when a time skip happens, and I'm talking significant time skip, I'm expecting the town to look different, while in fact the town for 90% looks the same from the first game. The
Well,
same
that's a
go
game based in Japan, correct?
yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if you know, but a lot of games that I've played that are Japan based, I know what that square looks like through every single Japanese game, whether it's 3D, whether it's 2D. So they all kind of like keeping it the same all the time, really.
Even after the game telling you that there is a time skip.
Yeah, I'm playing Persona 4 Golden right now. Not this one, but in forget what the name of it was. The Neo, the World Ends with You. That square.
Yeah.
That's the same in almost every Japanese game that has it in there,
Mm.
down to the statues off to the left side. So
What irked me about it is because I was expecting a different moveset because they literally tell you you're out of shape. You need to relearn your moves and all that. Just I'm like, cool. That kind of be because God of War did it. It's not like God of War only had new animation. I'm talking about the hack and slash one.
uh,
But every single time they changed Kratos weapons, gave them new weapons, gave them upgraded weapons, gave them upgraded moveset, and gave them upgraded and skills, which is
wait,
magic.
I've played every single one of them. No, they did not.
They
Now,
did. Come
when
on.
they went to Ascension, and when they went to God of War 3 and Ascension, they added some new stuff there. But from 1 to 2 to 3, pretty much the same weapons, pretty much the same shit.
Not
Just
every
new.
time. No, 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 no. The Blade of Chaos is there, but they give you a different weapon every single time, additional weapons and additional magic.
Yeah, but it's
And
not
there
much.
is,
That's what I'm saying. For me,
but
that's not
it's
much.
still better than nothing.
But okay, so but your whole premise is that so you're saying that the Yakuza game you're playing right now did not add anything at all. Nothing new.
Um, it add enemies that can regenerate health, and that's about it.
No new skills at all.
You know
No,
what Yakuza really needs?
there
Yakuza
is,
really needs an amiibo feature. They need to add that.
lady, there is absolutely. So far I have played. Maybe I need to unlock it further. There is literally zero new skills. Every single thing I am doing, I've been doing in the past game. There is no
Huh.
new animation to it. There is nothing to it. This is what I'm telling you. I don't know if it's just me or it's just the fan base that are okay with it. Because I knew Yakuza is a big franchise, so when I heard big franchise, I expected to see it. Like with Final Fantasy. Every single game is different, every single game is fresh.
Oh yeah,
Even the ones that are sequels from each other, they are different enough where you can distinguish between, for example, 10 and 10-2.
that is correct. I agree with that.
And that's what I was expecting with the Yakuza. That's why when I heard that I have around 10, 9 to 8 games I need to play in the Yakuza franchise, I'm like, I can't wait to experience every single one and see how they are different from each other. And this is literally the same Yakuza as Zero. It's just with a different story. But yeah, the reason why I made it a topic because I always gave it a pass for indies, but I had no idea AAA are doing this, which someone like Sega shouldn't be. But anyone have anything else to say about this topic? No? Let's jump right in. The first topic then. Which was the first topic? Um, so who can tell me why PlayStation didn't have the announcement of Spider-Man 2 release date and the trailer for Final Fantasy Rebirth on their showcase? Viper,
Mm, I don't know if you want to start with me, but um,
go ahead.
um, I think I said this behind closed doors. It looks like they're trying to attract more people than they want to attract more than just PlayStation players. That's why they're not catering to the PlayStation fan. They're catering to the casuals. They're catering to people who don't even play games. So they figure that the Summer Games Fest has probably got more eyes on it than the PlayStation Showcase, which I believe is false because I thought PlayStation had more concurrent viewers watching their showcase than Summer's Game Fest ever did.
Yeah, but shout out to Monogame because I had a conversation with her. Uh, what some conversation about is while PlayStation have more views, Summer Game Fest have more casual focusing on it. That's why.
Oh yeah, that's what I mentioned. They're trying to reach people. They're trying to reach people that are not actually playing the bulk of the games on PlayStation.
Yeah,
They know
and to me
they know
that's
the
a
hard
wrong move.
yeah, they know the hardcore is gonna buy up and play most things, but they're trying to reach the person playing only Street Fighter or only NBA 2K. They're trying to reach those players.
So what you're telling me is they're trying to pull, not trying, they're pulling an Xbox.
Yep, race to the bottom, and they gonna regret it if they keep it up. Hopefully, I mean, never mind.
Um,
I take it back because both me and Sick went back. I mean, I'm gonna get Spider-Man 2, even though I'm on record saying I'm not gonna get it. So if people like us keep buying the shit, even PlayStation is gonna look at us and say, "Oh, this must be what y'all want." What I will say though, and this is the last point, is I don't think those games as a service are gonna hit as hard as they think they are, and that is what may actually make them go back to their roots.
then an 8. How much should they eat? shit before going back to their root. Because PlayStation and Microsoft, they don't have a lot of money. Okay, what your thoughts on the showcase? Or rather, the PlayStation, not the PlayStation, PlayStation movement.
About how
So
they're
basically,
moving at the moment with their showcase and
yes, but also how they missed out on literally the release date of Spider-Man on PlayStation Showcase and gave it away to Summer Game Fest. And same with the Final Fantasy Rebirth trailer.
yeah, I think that was bullshit. Like they need to put their show top priority as number one. You know, they need to save all the best stuff for their show and give everybody else their scraps. So yeah, that was
Thank
I don't think that was a
you.
smart.
Thank you. So do
Honestly,
you
I
think?
don't.
Yeah, go
I,
ahead, Viper.
I don't think. I believe it's not just PlayStation, the hardcore PlayStation fan, because I know a couple of casuals in Philly who also stated, why didn't they? They thought it was a dumb move. They don't really care, but they thought when you bring up the question, they're like, "Yeah, why would they do that?" Everybody seems to think this is a big mistake. So
It was a stupid mistake. Nate, are you here?
I
Give
think
me
he's
a
in the
second to see.
bathroom. He's always in the
Um.
bathroom.
Hmm. So he just host and then go to the bathroom. Okay.
Yeah, he
Mm-hmm.
might have drank some milk.
Um.
He's lactose intolerant.
Oh
oh,
damn. Yeah,
Omar,
go ahead, Viper.
regards to the Yakuza you've been playing, Nelson Gaming in the chat said that the one you played was a remake of the first, so it's
I am.
probably not all the same shit.
Viper, are you hiding under some covers? Did you slither under some covers? Because you sound a little muffled at the moment.
Oh,
y-
honestly, yes, I am. I'm like neck deep, and I'm like laying. Okay, never mind. But yeah, I am undercovers. But I
Wait
just
one
oh,
second. Is he talking about Kiwami 1 or Yakuza 0?
that I don't know. That's what I said. We would have been able to decipher that.
Yeah,
I don't
give me
know.
a second. I'm gonna look up his statement of comment and then talk about it. Kiwami is a remake of the first. It's the all this. Okay, I got you. Okay, so I got you, Nelson. So then it's even worse because then they did it literally did the same thing with Yakuza Zero then. Cause Yakuza Zero, especially with it being the prequel, that's the origin. That should have had, which, yeah, style wise, it was better, it played better, but moveset wise, they are, they are all the same. Um, so then the enemies that I fought in Yakuza Zero was using reused asset from the first one. Okay, that makes more sense now. Okay. So Viper,
Yep.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. What's your thought? Again,
It
PlayStation missed out on the on the trailer, but as the trailer as a whole, what you thought of it?
Once again, missing out on it. It should have been at their showcase. I'm not gonna be as hard on that one because it's not a first party. It is an exclusive. So, but the Spider Man was atrocious. But the Final Fantasy VII remake, I think it looks really good. Once again, I may not be a fan of the combat, but I've played the first one. I did enjoy the story. I enjoyed the combat as much as I could without flipping a table and cussing. So I'm going to attempt to do the same thing with Rebirth because, like I said, it, like Callisto Protocol, it looks good, and I bought it, but I probably never touch it. So if the game looks good, I'm going to buy it. And if it's an RPG, I'm probably gonna play it. If it's not an RPG, it'll probably get lost. So yes, I think it looks phenomenal, and I can't wait to get my hands on it so it can sit for 3 months and then I'll play it.
Uh, you're not gonna touch Colossus Protocol. It's a good game.
Well, I mean, I cracked it open and played it for like an hour, but it's not an RPG. RPGs are there's at least 350 RPGs in my game catalog, and anything not an RPG takes a back seat. Really.
Did you buy Live Live?
Yes, I got Live a Live. Yep. As soon as it came out on
Mm,
PlayStation, I got that. Snatched it up.
okay. So, um, do you think we're gonna see we're gonna play as Vincent?
Hmm. Uh if if my memory serves me right, I think they're gonna end Rebirth. They said 2 discs, so it's gonna be pretty beefy. They're gonna end it when they get to the green pool. I can't remember the name of that shit. It's been a minute. Uh, but no spoilers. To the there. Well, people probably already play 7, but when they get to the point where they're with the Genova cells and they're trying to corral them guys, um, I think that's where they're going to end it. And yes, you have the opportunity in the original game to meet Vincent before then.
Mm-hmm.
Now
Um,
I'm looking
yeah.
forward to Sid though. Sid is going to be my character. He was my character in the original, and I want to see what they're going to do with Sid. If Sid will be available, he might not be available to the third part though.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm pretty sure you probably won't get Skywind until the third one.
Okay. Um. So, we think the combat there are now almost like a combination moves taken from the DLC.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and Yuffie is with them. So, and Red X is now playable.
Who?
Red X.
Oh, Red 13. You said Red
Yeah,
X.
Red
Jesus.
13. Yeah. Red 13. Thank you.
I'm
Um,
like, it was Red
I'm
X.
looking forward to it. I really am. Like that was a surprise. Even I was following what's happening on Twitter and stuff like that, the rumors and all that jazz. It it still didn't register. I actually thought when they said RPG or something like that, it making it return. I thought maybe Final Fantasy 9.
Yeah, especially when Geoff made that joke right after the mobile game. He was like, "Speaking of Final Fantasy," and then
Oh
everybody.
yeah, he shut that down. Oh yeah, I remember. He shut that down quick.
Yeah, I know. He was like, and you know what's funny? He shut it down, but he actually showed the game everybody was getting hyped for that they thought he was gonna show, which was amazing
Which
because
is, yeah, it serves. That's how good of presentator he is.
yeah, I got to give him that. He can put. I mean, even though there was a lot of fluff, he can put on a show and keep people interested. Even with fluff, he can keep people interested. So
Um, what's your thought on the new Assassin's Creed game?
anybody or just me?
No, you, and then we're gonna go to Kay.
Um, uh, Once again, another game that looks like it's going to be in my library once it becomes available to purchase. Um, I've played every Assassin's Creed under the sun except Valhalla. I don't know if I'm ever. That thing is it's huge. Pause. I can't. I I,
You
I can't.
bought it there, but I don't recommend it.
I can't handle it. it's it's so large. Pause again. But um,
She said.
but I'm looking forward to getting. I like the fact it's going back to the roots. That's what I'm excited for. But
No. I'm talking about not Assassin's Creed. Shit. Prince of Persia. My bad. But talk about Assassin's Creed and then go to Prince of Persia.
Well, so the Assassin's Creed going back to his roots is amazing for me because it did become like a side scrolling beat 'em up. They lost all stealth. I mean, you can still do stealth, but you in the old games, stealth was the way you needed to go because if you didn't go stealth, you was almost surely going to die. So
Yeah. By the way, them going to the route is just one time only. Just
I
so
know.
you know.
And another thing that I'm when they say routes, are they going? I know they're doing the stealth route, but are they also doing the animus route? Because it seems like the animus is getting lost further and further from the story. Like I remember in the first game, you jumped in and out of the animus, but by the last game, you didn't even know the animus existed. You was just in this big ass
Yeah.
world. So I'm hoping they go
Um,
back that route as well, the animus.
I think they moved on from the animals, to be honest. I don't think the animals hold any more weight to what it used to. Because remember, they killed it at 3. 3 was supposed to be, Revelation, I think.
Yeah, that's true. The
Uh,
one where they
uh,
first went big open world. Yeah,
when they killed Desmond, that's where it was supposed to culminate to a war against the Templar. But
oh man,
Ubisoft had a different direction with their vision, had different vision, and they went a different direction, and we got what we got, which is the third. Um, and now they're gonna go back to the root for one game, and then they're gonna give us another shit. So there is that. What about Prince of Persia? What's your thoughts on that?
even though action is not really my thing, it looks good. I, like I said, honestly, there's more games at the summer's Game Fest that I plan on picking up than there was at the PlayStation Showcase, and that's
Oh
PlayStation
yeah,
Fall. So,
yeah,
but yeah, Prince of Persia is another one that I plan on getting. At first, I thought it was the Prince of Persia that got delayed, but apparently this is a different team, different game.
okay. I had no idea, but that
Well,
makes more sense.
the Prince of Persia that was supposed to be like realish, like I forget who was developing that. That one got pushed back. Actually that one got delayed in
I mean, it might be
indefinite.
indefinitely. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I thought that this new Prince of Persia was just they couldn't do what they wanted to do, so they scaled it back. But I think there's different people who made that one. So
Okay, gotcha. Nate, welcome back.
Yep.
Are you back?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your thoughts on PlayStation missing out on the Final Fantasy trailer and the Spider-Man 2 release date
I mean, I already said it was.
on
It
their
was
own showcase?
on my on my tweet, man. I mean, I said it was a big miss. I mean, they barely had anything to really show first party. Um, at their showcase, the few live service games that they did show, they barely showed. Extremely short CGI trailers that didn't really explain much. Um, that they elaborated on after the show, which was silly. They should have done it during the show, the way that PlayStation has always done, where they bring out the dev and they explain it and kind of walk you through the concept, so people could understand what we were looking at. Um, but yeah, I mean, it was a big mess. I mean, that was their moment, specifically, they wanted Spider-Man to really shine, and people's immediate question was like, well, when the hell is it coming out? Um, they had their shot to show it there. I mean, I get, people are like, oh, well, allegedly more people watched, the the other thing or whatever, the Game Fest. But I mean, does anyone who plans on picking this game up really not know about it by now? Like, come on, like let's be real. Like, no one saw that and was just like, oh yeah, all of a sudden I'm going to pick up Spider Man because it was at Game Fest. Said no one ever.
I don't know what they were thinking. And Final Fantasy Rebirth?
Yeah, again, they could have used some more exclusivity on their show, especially the way
Especially
Xbox
when
put the dagger
it's
in their ass
exclusive.
after the show by showing all those
Especially when
games.
it's Xbox PlayStation exclusive.
Well,
I'm
no, but
like,
that's
what
what I'm
you
saying.
doing?
Like Xbox basically showed like 70% of your show was multi-platform
Oh
and
yeah.
shitted on you immediately after your show for basically
Mm-hmm.
the lack of exclusives you had when you're known for your exclusives. And that would have been a major, major one. Not only that, it was one of the few that showed fucking gameplay. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of gameplay, in fact. And it was like they needed that. But people were like,
So
"Oh, it doesn't matter where it was shown, blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Bro, that was a weak ass showcase." PlayStation now not only needs another one whenever the hell they get around to it, but it needs to be much better, and that's something they
mm-hmm.
lost. And I'm like, that could have been another
So
go.
I have a question then for you. I asked you off air. I'm gonna ask it on air. At what point do we as a fan base go and think, okay, maybe the current leadership is not what PlayStation should, and it's what PlayStation need. They need someone else. How many blunders? Because this is a big blunder. What they did, what Jim Ryan and Herman and all them did. Because having such a horrible showcase, number one. Number two, uh, not representing your brand and showcasing one, your biggest IP. Well, it's not your biggest, but it's your only first party IP that's releasing this year, which is Spider Man release date. And your arguably biggest, one of your biggest, if not biggest, third party or second, not second party, it's third party, which is Final Fantasy Rebirth. For them for Jim Ryan to go to think like that, is it fair to say that he is out of touch with their fan base?
I mean, I've been said Jim was out of touch. Um, I mean, I've been thinking that. I mean, he's not a gamer first and foremost. I mean, the idea though that I need is that they need to, um, yeah, this well, for one, yeah. I mean, obviously it was a big issue, but the the spot for me where I feel like they were gonna really be blind is if they don't lock down what's to come for PlayStation for 2024. Like, we need to know that by the time we're heading into 2024, because right now, outside of knowing that Wolverine is on the way and obviously Final Fantasy, but that's third party. From a first party standpoint, we really need to see what's happening. Like, I've never had
Mm-hmm.
to question what was coming for PlayStation. And that's why I said, when I replied to Rob on Twitter, I said, I'm good right now, but I don't want to go in blind to 2024 looking at PlayStation like, what the hell are you doing? Especially if Microsoft turns around tomorrow and kills it and lines up game after game after game after game, and
They
PlayStation
are
is
gonna
sitting here
absolutely
questioning it.
shred PlayStation tomorrow, like from the leak.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, it's
So,
a leak.
so far,
obviously the Persona thing got the wind got taken out of the sails on that, which honestly didn't really mean anything because it was multi-platform. But
it does
supposedly
mean
Microsoft.
something big.
Well, I already said, but I said this before though. It means that I said, just like I said, these de facto exclusives that PlayStation used to depend on, that used to get them so easily, they 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 no longer get those de facto exclusives anymore. Especially from Sega. Sega's looking real cozy with Xbox right now.
So
That's
why is
incredibly
that? Is that
dangerous.
because Microsoft might have more money, or
I
is
mean,
it
I don't.
because PlayStation is not
The reality is we don't
taking
know.
the
So
initiative?
I'm not gonna speculate on that because that's what Xbox do. Oh, PlayStation money had it this and money had it that. The reality is we don't know. Um, The initial reason we know because Microsoft turned down Yakuza. So we know that stuff. That story came out. Right now, we don't know what the issue is. Um, you know, Sega seems to be fully invested in delivering all their product lineup to Xbox at least at the same day. Um, Maybe no more of that random exclusivity weirdness like Yakuza 7. That was weird. They never need to do that
Uh huh.
again. That was extremely stupid of Sega to even think about doing that. Um, but yeah, I mean, like I said, they lost that. Um, they lost essentially. It's looking like they lost Persona, which was massive, massive. And like I said, people try to
Which is weird
underestimate
because not too
that kind of
long
stuff.
ago, the head of Sony came out and said, "We value the Persona of legacy" or something like that.
I mean, they said a lot of stuff, but doesn't mean if the company's already in bed with them, especially if it's their parent company, Sega. Sega gets what Sega wants. They own them. So whether or not Atlas feels a certain type of way about delivering their games day and date, it's questionable. Which is another reason why obviously I don't think we'll ever see the sales numbers for those games because we know it'll be a straight slaughter fest, and PlayStation will probably be 70 to 80% of of those sales. Quite
And
obviously,
there's the problem right there. As long as PlayStation is 70 to 80% of a bunch of shit, they think everything's peachy and ho hum. Money talks, bullshit walks. The moment money is being pulled and people don't buy shit, that's when they'll change their mind. But as I
yeah,
stated before, they keep coming out with these bangers, people gonna buy them. So I mean, even though they're far and few between now, and stretched out like every 2 or 3 years now.
yeah, because Soul Hackers 2 definitely was not it. So
I'll agree after playing it, it wasn't.
yeah,
That Persona, to me, so what if, and get, and I'm not speculating because I'm trying to understand what's going on.
hmm
What if Microsoft is getting all these Persona stuff, the simple one, but the Persona 6 is gonna be PlayStation exclusive and it's gonna be revealed at PlayStation event?
I mean,
Or, cause
then that would
sure,
be huge. But right now, the speculation was almost that people were speculating in reverse that whatever was about to be revealed was going to be Xbox exclusive. Now, obviously, that got debunked because it got leaked. And allegedly, I haven't confirmed this, but someone said Microsoft has a 72-hour clause or something when they announce something that you can't say it's for other platforms, which was that
oh,
whole nonsense with when they revealed the updated Persona 5. So that's why that trailer initially only showed Xbox stuff, the same way they show on PlayStation. But of course, PlayStation doesn't have that clause because, Microsoft talked all that shit right after the show.
yeah, I don't
Um,
recall Microsoft PlayStation have that club.
yeah, but apparently Xbox does, which is why Atlas was so quiet for like a week after they made that announcement, and then they finally announced it was coming to other platforms. Um,
Uh-huh.
so, I mean, honestly, it's some dirty shit. It is what it is, but obviously that got destroyed before they could even announce it. Like I said, it's dangerous territory um, because PlayStation definitely can't afford to lose those games. Like they maybe go multi-platform, which making Microsoft the Me Too product, which I said is never enough. You can't be the Me Too product. Hey, I got that too. Hey, I got that too. It's like then it
Okay.
really becomes the exclusive game. Um, so yeah, I mean it's a dangerous precedence, and yeah, you never want to see the mess that potentially would happen. I mean, honestly, I don't think Microsoft would want to foot the bill for that if there was even a price. Um, but Persona 6 exclusivity, even for 3 months, would be dangerous. Never mind a year. Yeah,
I
but
have a question for you. Um, PlayStation, we see how their sales do well and all that jazz. Time exclusive, multiplayer and all that jazz. when a game hits. When it doesn't, it flops like common sense. My question for you is this: what can PlayStation do about that? In the sense of, if you are Sega and you know PlayStation fan base built the Yakuza franchise, yet you opted to showcase 7 on Xbox and gave publishing. I don't know if it's publishing right or no. I don't know if it's publishing right, so I'm not gonna
I
say
think it was
that.
just
But
marketing
what we
rights.
do know, it was timed exclusive for the next gen version.
Yeah,
And now you're Sega, and now you're showing, oh no, that game that is
Persona 3 Reloaded.
the the guy without a name or forgot his name or whatsoever. And that's a Yakuza franchise, that's a Yakuza game, and it's being showcased on the PlayStation event.
Oh yeah,
No, no,
yeah.
no, no, it wasn't. No, sorry, my bad. It wasn't. It was at the Summer Game
I was
Fest.
gonna say that was at
My
Games
bad. I
Fest.
apologize. Um, yeah, no, the only PlayStation event that they showcased Yakuza was like a Dragon Ishin.
Yeah.
So, is it the case that there is no, cause clearly there is no loyalty to the fan base.
Mm,
Clearly they want to
not
follow where the
not in the
money
case
is.
of not in the case of Sega. Well, they're following where Microsoft's money is because the buying power of Xbox fans is very low, which is why various games still skip the platform because they know they won't sell a worthy amount to even bother porting it there.
But if you're PlayStation, what can you do then?
I mean, honestly, I don't know because the problem is we can't answer that question because we don't know what's going on with Sega. They have to have that conversation with Sega, and we don't know what's happening.
Because PlayStation gets the most sales, and yet Microsoft is here with the Persona 3 remake.
Well, I mean,
I'm like,
obviously, if
that
it's going to
big.
Game Pass, we know they paid for that. They have to.
That should have been on the PlayStation showcase, not Xbox.
Should have been, but it wasn't.
That would have that would have been like such a mic drop.
Yeah, but again, when they're paying for it to go to Game Pass, there's other clauses and stuff that they put forth, like them being able to announce it and so on and so forth. Obviously,
So
like I said,
because
that got
they
broken.
want Game Pass, they're gonna prioritize it on Microsoft. Then you
I
think?
mean, there's nothing to prioritize. The game is coming on PS4.
I mean, in the sense of where they showcase it first.
I mean, in this case, that was obviously part of the deal because it was being showcased on the Xbox platform. Once it's being showcased at one of the platform holders shows, they have the marketing rights. So,
Mm,
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, obviously, like I said, the win got taken out of the sales of that announcement because we all know it's multi-platform at this point, which would have been foolish for Sega to do in the first place. If it was exclusive, they would have been a bunch of dumbasses. But we know that's not the case. So, but
okay.
yeah,
So, what's your thoughts from what you saw from the Persona 3 remake?
I mean, it looks really good. I mean, a lot of people are
Are you
gonna
excited about it?
get to play it. Yeah, I mean, I plan to get it. I mean, I liked it a lot when I played it
Mm.
on my PSP or whatever. So yeah, I mean, it looks really great.
Okay.
I'll see it in 2024.
Pick 2023 or 2 or 1? I forgot
2024.
when. 2024.
Yeah.
Okay, I said 1. I'm stupid. Um, what your thoughts on the next rumor? They plan to remake my favorite Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
Final
I mean, you're talking
Fantasy
about Final
10.
Fantasy X. I mean, honestly, I don't really have a thought yet because it's a rumor about as much as Final Fantasy IX is. So, I mean,
Nah, apparently Final Fantasy 9 is no longer a rumor. There is literally a TV show about it in the making.
no, no, I mean, I'm saying
So,
I know they're making something about it, but you know, we'll see.
okay, so you believe it when you see it,
Yeah, I'll
type of
believe it. I'll
way?
believe it when I see it. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, Viper, what your thought on Final Fantasy 9 remake? Final Fantasy 10 remake rumor.
Um, I like all of the Final Fantasies from 1 through 15, even though 7 remake is the thorn in my side.
Wait, you
However,
love it? You like 15?
15 was cool. I mean, everybody else hated it, but I
I
didn't. I
do.
thought all right. I mean, I'm not raving about it, but I thought it was okay. It's a little boy band thing. I mean, I like the car. You could get it to fly later. I mean, that was cool. But
Yeah,
uh,
later.
oh, I also like the some of the harder enemies towards the end of the game, like the Adamantoise and the Marlboro. Those were pretty cool going up against them. But if a remake is coming out, you best believe I'm gonna get my hands on it and play it at some point. As long,
My, my
but
question for you is it needed?
it's I wouldn't say needed, but it's a bonus for me. Um,
What can they in your mind do to make it a remake? Because the graphics have still hold up, the
yeah,
gameplay still hold
You're
up.
talking about Final
How
Fantasy
can
10?
you improve that?
10?
yeah, he's talking about 10.
The
Well,
graphics do
the
not hold
graphics.
up to 10, bro.
Wait.
What? What did
I
you
missed.
say, Nate?
The
Go
graphics
ahead. Go
don't
ahead.
hold up in 10. That's why they remaking it.
Repeat that because you cut out for me.
The graphics in Final Fantasy 10 do not hold up anymore. That's why the remake is a thing.
But not to the degree of 7 or 9.
No, obviously not because it's a PS2 game, but it still doesn't hold up. The remaster even looks, yeah, the
So
remaster looks
it
rough,
If you're
bro.
talking about 4K, Black and all that jazz, of course it doesn't. But if you're
Yeah,
talking just visuals where it's clear and stuff, like, come on, this is Final Fantasy X we're
bro.
talking about. It does
I
still
think you
look
have a
good.
I think you have a misconception about what looks because this is the conversation we kind of had with uh with TLOU when you thought it looked good enough, and I'm telling you, it looks night and day different. Like it's not
well,
Which
even
one?
close, and that's a game that
The
was made
Last of Us.
even later. The Last of Us.
Oh, The Last of Us.
Yeah,
So
The
here's
Last
the
of Us
thing.
remaster looks like shit compared to Last of Us remake.
Here's the thing. The
Yeah.
definition of holds up differs by person. To
Oh,
me,
absolutely.
to me holds up means it don't look like Final Fantasy 1 or Final Fantasy 7 original. If I could play it on this TV here and it don't hurt my eyes as bad, I could probably deal with it. Like I think the limit to me is Final Fantasy 9. I think 9 would hurt the eyes if trying to play it on the 4K TV. 10 wouldn't so much. So it would be that's what he means by still holds up. Because I'm telling you right now, you cannot play anything below 9 on a 4K TV. You got to play that on something smaller.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Like, as much as I love some of my PS1 classics, like playing Xenogears, I prefer to play that
They
on
don't
the.
hold up.
Well, no, I mean they're sprites. A lot of them are sprites, so they're
Yeah.
fine. But sprites are different because of that. Once they went 3D, that's when stuff gets rough. That's why stuff like Final Fantasy VII looks so rough. So like
Mm.
Xenogears is still a very playable game because it just looks like a lot of indie games today with the sprites. But I mean, if you ask me if I want a remake, absolutely. But like you said earlier, to what degree? I want a pure remake. Like none of this. Like I said, no more of this Final Fantasy VII over the top nonsense. Also because it takes too damn long. Make it pure.
So, you want it to be 101 remake then?
Abso-freaking-lutely. I love the game. Do not destroy it. That's the same thing with Parasite Eve. You're gonna give me Parasite Eve 2 and a remake. I want it pure. You want to give me a Xenogears remake? Make it pure or don't make it at all. Like I said, I don't mind what they did with Final Fantasy VII remake, but I do not want that for any franchise that I personally want remade.
Mm.
Absolutely not. That would destroy
Okay.
it. Yep.
Okay. I know you're not a fan of, or not you're not a fan. You're not into Final Fantasy, but I still wanna hear your thought. What your thought?
I mean, it 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 looks pretty cool. I mean, I like the wolf.
What you saw is does that incite you to try it out?
Uh, I'm not sure. Um, wait, is there going to be a demo?
There is already a demo for Final Fantasy VII
Oh,
Remake.
okay. Well then, okay, okay. I don't know. I would just okay. I might do the demo for the Final Fantasy remake, and if I like that, then yeah. Um,
Maybe
I
get
just I
it,
just I
cause
just hate to spend money on something that I end up not liking at all. Like I played for like an hour and then
I feel you. I feel you with that one. I feel you. There is a demo for Final Fantasy VII Remake. Play it. You're gonna get the
Alrighty.
feel for what the demo, what the game, actual game, full game is. Cause what you play in the demo, that's what you're gonna get in the full game.
Yeah,
And if
they
you
did a good job with
enjoy
that.
the Final Fantasy VII Remake demo, then get the game, the full game, and you can get it for cheap, and you can have a blast with it. Cause real talk, it's a great game. It's a fantastic game.
No, I've
Um,
heard great things about it. I'll give it a try.
mhm. Innate, where is Final Fantasy 16 demo? What's the
Uh,
hold up?
at this point, I don't know because we definitely 2 weeks out at this point. So, I mean, they claimed
I
it was going to
shared
be
with
2 weeks. So,
you, I shared in the group uh, a new boss fight, or rather an enemy that you fight. Like, it's looking cool! But
yeah,
I'm like,
I didn't watch it because I'm like, I mean, I already pre-ordered the game, so I'm like done look.
okay,
I'm
in that
done.
end,
I'm done
okay.
looking at stuff. I just
To
want
me,
it to come out already.
I'm like, where is the demo? I wanna play the game, I wanna experience it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if it's later than the 16th, I'd be concerned they're not gonna release it until the day it launches or something.
Okay. Um, Viper, I know you're busy and you might not be able to respond, but if you can do so, are you gonna try the Final Fantasy 16 demo when it
Uh,
drops?
I normally don't do demos.
I know,
But
but with this one, I think you're gonna do.
I see what you mean because I'm on the fence about the combat system. No,
Yeah.
I'm gonna just wait for the game. I got a
Oh,
cold heart on demos. I just take the L. If I get a game that I don't like Mutant Year Zero, fuck out of here with that damn thing.
which
Um,
game?
Mutant Year Zero.
Wait, you didn't the one oh that's a good. Which one is that?
That's like that's a turn based like some animals got fucking ooze on them or some shit like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and now they can talk and cuss and all this other dumb shit. It's a turn based a semi turn based game and it's just weird to me because I don't know. I just put it down. I'm like this is one that I bought that I regret. So let's going back there. So
Give write the name for me later because I'm curious now.
It's
the thing.
basically they tried to imitate XCOM but with a different vibe,
Yes.
and
Yes.
apparently they failed at it.
Oh, that game. Oh yeah, no, I played the demo. I didn't enjoy it.
So yeah, I normally just take the L and move on. I don't demos do nothing but give me blue balls.
Interesting. So
I
you
don't like
guys,
I really don't. I need if the game the whole game needs to be in front of me. I can't stand playing partial of a game and then having to wait for it to come out. That pisses me off to no end.
interesting. What about you, Nate? Are you a fan of demos?
Depends on the game. And like I said, in this case, I don't plan on it. Uh, Also, Square has a bad habit of doing demos pretty badly. Um, but
Final Fantasy 13 demo was. I mean, Final Fantasy 7 remake demo was fine.
yeah, that's one demo out of like 17. Like a bunch of the rest of them were really bad. So that's what I mean. Like they don't always, but they typically. So their track record for demos is pretty bad. Um,
I forgot which game they did
I
that
mean,
was
and
pretty bad.
the reason seven was good is because it was just the beginning of the game. Like they didn't try to do something crazy. So yeah,
Mm.
seven remake was one of their better demos. But yeah, I don't mind a demo. I mean, if I'm really on the fence about something, sure, and there's a demo, and I've got time, and I plan to move it to the
Okay,
forefront, then yeah,
let's say you're not on a fence. Let's say you're excited about a game. Don't you want to try it out and
absolutely
see
not,
how it is?
absolutely not. If
Interesting.
I'm excited for something, okay, there's a difference with me. I know what I like, and once I've already made a decision, it's a wrap.
Now, I'm not talking about on being on the fence.
I know.
I'm talking
You just
about
said I'm
just
excited for it.
because you're so excited about something and you know that's coming and
That's
you
what I'm
get a
saying.
demo, you're
I
gonna be
don't
able
get
to play
excited
it
about
and
trash.
try it out for yourself.
Like on the screen right now is Outer Worlds 2. I'm not going to try a demo for that game. I've
Yeah,
played Outer Worlds 1.
Mm,
what he's saying is there's no fence for him. He either knows or he doesn't.
mm-hmm. Interesting, cause I was like many that would want to get their hand on something that they have not done before and try it out. And it doesn't need to mean that you're on a fence on it. It's just that
Yeah.
you wanna try out new things. That's what my whole thing is. But it seems for others, you guys see demos differently, and most of you don't care about demos like that. That's very
I mean,
interesting for me. Go
I
ahead.
love Resident Evil. I love Resident Evil, and I don't need a demo to convince me to get a
No,
Resident Evil
but there
game.
is
But I
there is
still,
no need.
you
Go
gonna
ahead.
let me finish. You gonna let me
Yeah,
finish,
go
okay?
ahead.
So
I apologize.
you don't need to convince me to buy Resident Evil, but when they put out a demo, hell yeah, day one, I'm fucking downloading and playing that fucking demo.
Okay, so you are like me then. You're
No,
just
but
excited
I
to.
think she said it depends on the game, right? Like she didn't need it. She didn't need to use a trial or something to see something like Horizon, like that was already bought. Like I wouldn't touch that because that's just gonna spoil the game for me. I just want to go in fully into the new
Mm,
game day one. Now, when there's a difference,
mm.
right? This is why I said it depends. It depends on the demo, right? Octopath Traveler 2 specifically said your save stuff transfers and it is
Yeah.
representative of the final game. So, yes, I tried it, even though I already planned to buy the game because my save stuff is going to transfer, so I'm still good to go. I'm gonna start right where I left off. So
Mm-hmm.
that's perfect, right? That's not really a demo though. You know, in the traditional sense, a demo
No,
is
it's
usually
almost
some
like
shit to the
fair
side.
early access, or you can call it in a
Exactly.
sense.
Yeah. Like a bad example would be that freaking one game that I think you played and that Persona and all them played that we argued about the limited number of
Oh,
buttons on the screen and how
Forspoken.
no, not Forspoken. That trash that Square Enix put out.
Oh, there are quite a
No.
few to be honest. Trash.
You know the shit that
There is
you were excited about, the Elysium game. Yeah, that trash.
Elysium.
I've
Yes,
heard people like Elysium.
Elysium was trash. So people did
Maybe
like
to
it.
you.
People did like it, but it's trash.
I ain't really
Elysium.
like it. I
Elysium.
didn't like it.
Elysium.
You really don't remember the Elysium game that you were so hype about?
I remember it, and I had no interest in it.
Elysium. Elysium. Oh,
Elite,
Valkyrie Elysium. I
yeah,
Yes.
yep.
now I understand what you're talking. It took me a hot minute to remember what
And
Elysium is from Square Enix.
Weeb isn't here, but remember one of the arguments we had was how badly laid out the demo was, and we'd hated it, which is largely why he didn't purchase the game. So that's what I mean when I say demos can
I
harm a game.
I played Asian like a dragon, and that literally did the exact same thing as as Valkyrie Elysium, which is it threw you in the open where you have no idea what your movesets are, and you need to do them. Oh no, to him it was where he need to redo it all over again
Well,
because he
yeah,
already did it.
yeah, they
Yeah,
give you the stuff and then they take it away.
I mean, yeah.
But I'm saying that was
Um.
just an example of a game that demo
Mm-hmm.
largely hurt itself by putting out a demo in that case. And a lot of games have actually done that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, honestly, like I said, Elysium was a no go for me anyway. But Weeb tends to like those type of games, the hack and slash. You know, you guys are both really big Ys fans or whatever, Ys or whatever,
It
Ys79 or
yeah it
whatever,
yeah
all
it.
that. So that's what I'm saying. So a very almost similar like game, but then
Mm-hmm.
it was a hard pass for Weeb. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Skipping topic. Let's talk Xbox Showcase. So we already see the leak for Persona. We know apparently Avowed and Fable are gonna be there in gameplay form.
We know that.
Are you?
How do we know that?
Crystal Ball told us.
Apparently another
That those
leaker
leaks you
said
can't
so.
count on.
Yeah,
Sorry?
I was gonna say I thought that was rumored.
Yeah,
Uh,
you can't count on leaks.
The Crystal Ball told us so.
Okay, so
yeah,
then I'm gonna take it back and wait on
yeah.
the actual
Insider
stuff.
Gaming apparently said that they think it's gonna be there, but I mean we don't know the capacity in which they're gonna be there.
Okay, so then
Yeah,
take it. I
That,
take
that
it that back. I
that's
take
no
it back.
different than PlayStation than yeah, that's no different than PlayStation fans getting all hyped up over before Metal Gear Solid was actually known, getting all hyped
exactly.
up every damn showcase and then being disappointed when it's not there.
Exactly. Metal Gear.
Hmm.
It took years for Metal Gear to finally show up, and then people are like, "Oh, we already knew about that," and it was like, "No, the fuck you didn't."
Everwild's gonna
No,
be
you
there.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's what the sparkly stuff was about.
yeah. I mean, we'll see. But yeah, go ahead.
So I genuinely want to ask: is there a way to fuck it up? Because I really
I
don't
mean,
think they can fuck it up.
honestly, this should be the most impossible show to fuck up in their entire lives. They have had things in the wings for 4 to 5
Mm-hmm.
years that they have not shown at all. They literally could just unload a banana clip worth of fucking footage at this shit that they should have. Yeah, I mean, some of this stuff definitely needs dates. I mean, obviously, something like Hellblade 2 for sure. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous at this point that we haven't seen real gameplay of that game. And that's supposed to be literally they're up next besides Forza Motorsports. So yeah, it's time to start locking stuff in. It's time to start telling us when shit's gonna be delivered, and you know, show us some of the stuff that you're about to really deliver. But I mean, ultimately, yeah, I mean, they beating the PlayStation Showcase is literally the bare minimum because that shit was terrible. So
So
yeah,
uh, so let's say they come out, they showcase Avowed, they showcase Perfect Dark, they showcase Fable. So basically, the roadmap that we already seen that they have yet to release.
yeah.
Is that a W? Is that enough?
I mean, absolutely. If all this stuff looks good, absolutely.
It,
But
it, 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 yeah,
it
that's
all
what I was
has
about to
to
say.
look
It
good.
depends. It
Yeah,
depends on how it looks.
yeah. All this stuff has to look good, and we need release dates for some of these games that have
Yeah,
been in the wings forever. You know, Hellblade 2 has to. It's about time to show up, bro. Like
yeah,
we need
just
something.
yeah, just showing them is not going to be it. Just showing them up is not going to be it. They can't just say here and they all look like shit.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah, yeah,
no, 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 no.
yeah. This stuff
Does it
has to
matter?
look good. This stuff has to look good. I mean, it has to look like something you really want to play. At this
Mm-hmm.
point, this is their chance, right? That all that shit Phil was talking about making a good game won't make a difference. This is your time to make the difference. This is halfway through. This is halftime. This is halftime. You're about to step back on the field for the third quarter, and it's time to go. Like you either got to come
Oh,
out there and show me what's up or not. Like it's very easy, right? And the reason we keep saying it's easy is because there's so much they haven't shown it. Yeah, imagine you haven't seen the initiatives game the entire time. Their quadruple A quote unquote studio. Yet Phil showed us a picture of himself smiling at a screen, playing their game like 2 years ago. Where is that game? We don't even know what it's called. That's supposed to be a completely new IP. So they
the
need to,
initiative.
yeah, the initiative. Their custom created super studio.
Oh, the one with the quadruple A.
Yeah,
Okay.
like
Wait, weren't they the one working on Perfect Dark?
no, that
Yes, they are.
not that I know of.
Who
Yeah,
is?
they were.
Are they?
No, they are.
The initiatives?
Yes, Initiative was the ones that working on
Yeah,
Perfect
I thought they
Dark,
were. I thought people thought that they were. Yeah,
They were
and
supposedly
then it got
people thought
they're
they were
it
working
supposedly
got
on a
making a
brand
new
new game
IP.
when he did that smile.
then it got outsourced to what you call it, Crystal Dynamics.
Well, they needed the help of Crystal Dynamics because they were struggling so damn hard.
Yeah, but they are the ones that were working on Perfect Dark. So it's not a new IP. It's just Perfect Dark.
Well, the thing. Yeah, no. When Phil Spencer showed that video of him smiling, people thought it was a new IP, and then it came out that it was a Perfect Dark remake after that.
Hmm. Okay. So is it
I mean,
fair for me to
either way, you
say?
still haven't seen it. Is what my point is.
Yeah, no,
Even if
we
they are
we
working
still
on that,
haven't seen
we
Perfect
literally
Dark.
haven't
Yeah,
seen
no.
Perfect Dark.
Yeah, we still haven't
So
seen it
Yeah,
yet.
we haven't seen anything, so that's fair. So is it fair of me to say as such? Even so, here's how I see it. PlayStation have released their roadmap, not reveal it, released it. Almost what 89, 98% what they showcased, they have already released. The only two games are Goodbye Volcano High and that one game, that Morgan loves.
you're talking about the old roadmap, but yeah, you're talking about Little Devil Inside,
Yeah, Little Devil Inside. And also I'm talking about the other game from China Hero Project,
Lost Soul Aside.
Lost Soul Aside, which I would not be surprised if that game is cancelled, but that's not here, not there right now. To me, it feels like if Microsoft showcase stuff and it looked good, to me it feels like they are playing catch up.
I mean,
That
I get what you're saying, but that's that's not how it works for them at this point. They're both at different points. Obviously, they're playing catch up on the amount of releases, but regardless, if the games look good and they're coming out, like people are gonna want those. That's their goal right now. That's why I said they're at different points. Whether or not they're playing catch up, that doesn't mean PlayStation could sit here and after Spider Man and Final Fantasy 16 and just sit there. You know what I'm saying?
no,
Like,
no, 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 that's not my conversation about it whatsoever. My conversation is should they get prompts? If so,
I mean, a
then
good show is a good show regardless. If you see games that entice you,
but
that you want to play, and some of them are coming out this year, like I mean, they're gonna get props regardless. We're asking for good games. No, they're not gonna deliver, 11 games or something, all of a sudden and play catch up with PlayStation. That's not their goal. They're going to we want them to create better games. If these games are coming out and they're looking great, obviously they're going to get props. I mean, like I said, that's going to be easy enough as it is. But like I said, the delivery is the question. So like
so then
Viper said, some of these
the
games need
bar is
wings.
low.
Of course, the bar is low, but that's PlayStation's fault.
That's what I'm trying to understand. Because to me, I'm like, if you guys deliver what you promised beforehand, like congratulations, you just catch up with PlayStation that already released all their games,
Yeah,
while you
but
guys
you know the
only
term what
revealing
have
them.
you done for me lately is the term. That's how people treat companies. What have you done for me lately? You know what? You know why
Mm.
BioWare is in the shit can right now? Because the the last Mass Effect they released was trash. Even though people remember all the
My
great
face is
things that they
tired.
did. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, like that's what I'm saying. So the question is, what are you doing right now? People have recency bias. Like I said, if PlayStation, no, I'm not saying PlayStation's in trouble. That's a difference, right? PlayStation's releasing Spider-Man. You know, the Final Fantasy 16's around the corner. But if Microsoft actually manages to fire on all cylinders and release the way that they claim, then PlayStation's gonna really have to step it up. Like I said, right now for the foreseeable future for the rest of the year, between the two that I mentioned and stuff like Helldivers, cool. But 2024 right now is literally a wide open nothing as far as we know,
The only
from a
game we
first
know
party
is The
standpoint.
Last Ronin.
I mean, I don't even know when that is exactly, but that's what I'm saying. Like from a first party standpoint, we don't know anything. Like they gotta lock that down. Like that's never been a question for me for PlayStation. I could always tell people,
So
yo, this is coming, this is coming, this is coming, this is coming, and this is coming. Like if you let your competitor into the space where you used to be, yeah, they're gonna start to gain on you. Like, is it gonna be tomorrow? Is it gonna be next week? No, and it's not gonna technically result in a shit ton of sales for Xbox specifically, the Xbox console, but that's Microsoft's fault, right? Because you know, people on
they
PC,
devalued their
yeah,
console.
they devalued the console, which people claim doesn't really exist, but clearly it does. I don't need one. I don't want one, and I have five different ways to play without an Xbox already that I don't even need one. So that's their fault. So that's a big reason why you won't see that particular result. But I'm not saying the interest won't be like that because everybody's not like me. Everybody's not a PC person, right? Like I said, the biggest thing
Mm-hmm.
for me is if Morgan is the most prime person to potentially purchase an Xbox, right? She's the on the fence crowd they need to get. The person who's purely a console gamer who wants a reason to purchase it and can purchase it. Those are the people they need. They don't need the zealots. They don't need the idiots who purchase everything Xbox does automatically. They don't need those people. They got those
Mm-hmm.
people. They got those people locked in until 2027. That's not who they need. They need these on the fence people who are ready to jump in to Xbox. That's what they need to prove in this show, and the results will be either very obvious or not. By tomorrow, we're gonna
So
know.
check it out, Na.
Yeah.
I'm not on the fence. I'm not on the fence for an Xbox, but I'm looking through the gate. And what's going to happen if I like what I see on that gate? I might climb up and get on top of that fence. But for me, it's RPGs.
Mhm.
If a Val looks phenomenal, you
Mhm.
goddamn right, I'm gonna have to pick one up for it. But with that being said, they got to give me a reason to want to get it. And I know I've been against Xbox a lot, and I speak loudly about it. But shit, I'm a gamer. I go where the games are. If they got I had a 360, so if they got good RPGs that I want to play, I will get one.
I feel on that end, and to just there to make sure that there is no misunderstanding. I'm not saying if Microsoft showed something nice, then it means that you shouldn't play it. Like, absolutely not. I am a huge fan of Ori 2. I played it. I played that game twice. And I love that game. Like, if a game is good, I'm just gonna play it. What I'm talking about is just right now, I realize just how low the bar is for Microsoft compared to PlayStation.
I mean, the bar has always been lower for them.
But for me then, PlayStation is screwed no matter what they do, because Sony Ben just came out and said that they're making a game of a live service. or multiplayer game. We're gonna call it a multiplayer game.
Yeah, because they didn't specifically say that, but yeah, the multiplayer. What game
Yeah,
featuring multiplayer is what they said.
yeah, they said a multiplayer game. So
Well, a single player
clearly,
game featuring multiplayer, but yeah.
featuring multiplayer. So clearly, they don't want to commit a single player game to that degree anymore. And if that's the case, then what if what they showed us was their roadmap for 2024, 2025? Then what do we do?
I mean, PlayStation's gonna be in some pretty severe trouble pretty soon, if that's all they got to deliver for 2024.
Yep.
I mean, that's gonna be the reality of it. Um, that's why I said ultimately part of the reason I want the Xbox showcase to be so good, but I want it to be good from a first party standpoint. I don't want them buying more shit. That's not what I mean by good. I want it to be so good from a first party standpoint that PlayStation sits back and gets their shit together and realizes they can't just sit back. I want that, like I said, I want that come back PlayStation 3, got it out the mud PlayStation where, while everybody was writing articles about how they were doomed and it was all over and they clawed their way back and beat them. That's the Sony I want. Delivering game after game after game after game, you
I
know.
got you on that end. I'm on with you at that end, but I just now again realized something else, which is with PlayStation, they listen, give me a second so I say it how I want to say it, because I just realized that talking about the Xbox Showcase. Yeah, look what they're doing. Like, it's gonna be unfair no matter what. When PlayStation showcase multiplat, they don't count. But when Microsoft showcase multiplat, that's a slam dunk.
Yeah, but you know why though? It's the type of multiplat. It's the thing I told you that used
But
to be the
Square
de
and
facto
but
exclusive.
PlayStation showcased literally Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid was dope, which is again why both me and Morgan gave the show a 5, because we said we saw games that we wanted to play, some exclusive and some multiplat. We said that. That's why we gave it a 5. So it did count in our eyes. But that's not what PlayStation is famous for, and we expected them to show at a PlayStation showcase first party, the same way I'm expecting that stuff from Xbox. The reason the third party stuff counts so much for Xbox in certain cases is because, like I said, something like Persona or Yakuza were previously PlayStation de facto exclusives, and they no longer are. That's the problem. Is PlayStation is gradually losing third party de facto exclusives while not gaining things to replace them is the problem. So it's like
So,
it's honestly looking like PlayStation will be lucky to ever get an exclusive from Sega ever again, unless, like I said, they solidify and answer the question. And when Atlas speaks up at their next event, and if they release Persona 6 and it's exclusive to PlayStation 5, it almost either without a definite release, yeah, or a timed exclusivity. Like I said, you never want to don't you don't want to see the disaster Twitter turns into as a timed exclusive for Xbox. Yeah, 3 months timed exclusive, 1 year timed exclusive. Like, you don't want to see the disaster that turns into. That's the dangerous territory that PlayStation is in right now. So yeah, it's easier because they're in third place. Like you said, it's easier because they're playing catch up, right? They should have more to show. They're behind, but people just want to know what are you doing right now. Everybody knows they're getting Starfield. That if Starfield has a stellar showing on top of the Xbox showcase being amazing, I know. Then I mean, what are you gonna do? PlayStation showed a lackluster showcase at a critical moment when Xbox has everything to show. You know,
But what you gonna do when PlayStation doesn't see it that's well? Cause look,
I don't.
I
Well, I
don't
don't. I can't
look.
answer that question because I don't know what PlayStation is going to do for 2024. That's what I said.
I
That's my
don't.
concern for them right now. I mean, yeah, I'm excited for a few games here and there, but right now PlayStation's looking really sparse for 2024 from a first party standpoint. And yeah, that is concerning. Now, obviously, that doesn't affect my gaming preference because, as a multi platform owner, uh, I have a PC. I'm going to be playing, if Starfield pops, I'm going to be playing Starfield. I'm going to be playing,
So
probably Forza. I'm going to be playing. That's kind of the problem, right? That drought doesn't hit me as much. But if you are a PlayStation, exclusive owner, then yeah, I mean, it's potentially going to be a problem.
so my question for you is this: let's say Microsoft have an amazing showcase. PlayStation, or not PlayStation, we just now got a report that Europe sales data for May. Hardware, number one, Switch up 40%.
Yes, PlayStation up
Second
81%.
place, PlayStation 5, 81% up.
Yeah,
And then you go to Xbox, third place, down 16%.
actually, I thought it was 18%, but yeah.
So then my question then become, that's gonna PlayStation focus on. They're not gonna focus on the Xbox having an amazing showcase. They're gonna focus on PlayStation selling well.
Yeah, but that can shift if the competition has an amazing showcase. That's what PlayStation used to do. That was I told you. This is why I said the showcase. People keep asking me why was the showcase so important, and I was like, clearly a lot of y'all don't remember how PlayStation used to set it off at E3. They used to go last, and they used to shut down Xbox's show every time. This is Xbox's real first chance to go head to head, almost E3 style, with yeah, and they're talking shit right now. Like this, they're pumping this up. This is their chance to get that Super Bowl halftime comeback and just shove this W all down PlayStation's throat. And people love that shit. People, especially you announce a limited edition console. If they announce the Starfield console on top of that, if they, along with the controller and the headset, like if they go all in, like that's just going to generate a mass ton of excitement for people this holiday season. And that's what you want going into the holiday season. Like PlayStation, I'm not saying PlayStation is going to lose all momentum. I mean, they clearly have stuff coming. You got people who are specifically telling me they're getting a PlayStation so they can play Final Fantasy 16. You got people who are definitely going to pick one up for Spider-Man 2 if they haven't already. Like it doesn't put them in any immediate danger. The problem is if they showcase 4 or 5 games dropping before the end of the year, and then also on top of that, they're getting all the games you used to have de facto exclusive, and then they're lining up 4, 5, and 6 games that look stellar for 2024. You know, now you have less de facto third party exclusives, and from a first party exclusive standpoint, you've got to prove to people like why you're still PlayStation. Why am I still fucking with you? You know what I'm saying? Like if you're going to see that, and the shelves will shift, you'll see it. They can shift in the blink of an eye. Like I said, that's why I always said no one's ever too big to fail. PlayStation's not this, you know, omnipotent thing. They've always been on top because they've always delivered. So they need to continue to do that, especially now more than ever. If Xbox is finally stepping up in the space where they should have been, that's that's
Okay.
that's the real thing about it.
Okay, do you have anything else to say about this
Uh,
one?
no.
Mm, then
And there
with
you
that
go.
being said,
Nelson in the chat
um,
said, "I'm buying an Xbox again if they ever have shit I want." There you go. See?
as
True.
they should, as they should. I never said, uh, whatchamacallit, don't give Microsoft credit. I just thought, that it, almost like the bar is too low.
Yeah, but
Which
it
I
doesn't.
have
It
said
doesn't.
it.
It
I
ultimately
want
doesn't matter how low the bar is if they knock it out the park tomorrow. It doesn't matter if
they gonna do. They
if they
gonna
come out and
they
swing like Mark
absolutely
McGuire
can.
in his home run year and kill it. No one's gonna care. It's all everybody's gonna talk about. Oh my god, that looked amazing.
They
Oh my god, that game looked awesome. Oh, I can't wait to play that.
yeah. They can't screw it up. Like they can't. Absolutely can't. I don't see a possibility where they do.
Yeah.
I really
When was the
can't.
last time you saw a PlayStation showcase happen and basically there was so little to talk about that people stopped talking about it a week later?
That's on them, dude.
Exactly.
Even their terrible E3 ones had some stuff to talk about.
Yep.
But this one, it's dead in the gutter. But
Actually,
that's what you
I know a way where it can be fucked up, where they fail horribly.
glad.
Considering their first party games are going to Game Pass, I wholeheartedly believe developing for Game Pass is shit. That's why Starfield looks the way it does. If all the games start looking like the way Starfield does with them fucking flat ass trees and shit like that, they gonna fail. Because not every game they gotta have something that looks phenomenal. And as long as Game Pass is a part of it, I don't think they can make one that looks phenomenal. That's why all this development is taking forever.
I mean, that's a fair point. You need they definitely need their showpieces for all that most powerful console nonsense.
Mm.
Now the
I
PC,
think they lost that narrative long time ago. They don't even say that anymore.
Yeah, I know. They say the most
the,
powerful Xbox is what they say.
the PC
Yeah,
portion, it may look phenomenal, but if it doesn't play like that on the actual console, then what's the point?
I think we're gonna see stuff on play on Xbox running on Xbox. I'm not,
I'm
cause even Phil got destroyed for it.
I mean, he claims it was going to take a while for them to do that, to start showing stuff on directly on an Xbox rather than PC like they normally do. So
We will see. I'm looking forward to the show. When is it? Do you know? Cause I forgot.
tomorrow, I think at 11 my time, I'll double check and
11 a
11
11 p.m. or a.m.
a.m.
Oh, so then. Oh, so today. Give me a second to look it up so I know exactly how many hours from now. How many hours from now?
Uh, it's actually 10 a.m. So
11 a.m. EST to Amsterdam. So 5 my time. Oh, I can do that. Come on with you guys.
yeah, 10 a.m. 10 a.m. my time. So 10 a.m. my time,
Okay.
1 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay, I got you. But with that being said, anyone have anything else they want to talk about before we close it?
Nope, all good.
Nope.
I'm
Then
good.
let's get to the outros. Viper, where people can find you.
They can find me at Reap Viper. Excuse me, sorry, still swallowing food. Um, Viper Reaps Corner on YouTube, at Reap Viper on Twitter, and I'm slithering back to my corner.
Got you, got you. Okay, where people can find you.
You can find me on Twitter at Kaylee1103. Alternation.
And Nate, thank you for hosting. Where people can find you.
Yeah, just online at the real innate. Again, man, just keeping it gaming. So ready to see about the show tomorrow.
As for me, people can find me on Carb_Jab on Twitter and Vitamin G podcast every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you all for coming through and see you next week where we're gonna have a lot to talk about. And I'm gonna try to have the entire crew here because, hey, if Xbox destroy PlayStation, hey, props to them. Feel free to end it